Hey YouTube, it's me, John Adventure, once again, and welcome to another Movies That Are Praised or Misunderstood month. Now, this is a Disney movie, and no, it's not the new Beauty and the Beast, because I will not be reviewing that, so I don't want to get a bunch of hate mail and bad, spam comments on my YouTube channel, so instead I'm reviewing another movie that's similar to it. It's kind of a reimagining. I call it a sequel, even though people think it's a remake because it has the same title. That is the 2010 misunderstood remake. I would say a requel because it's not. It's kind of a half remake, half sequel, but it's not the same thing. Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton version. Now, I saw the original animated version when I was a kid. Loved it. It's too short. I think it's like only an hour and 6 minutes. I think it's kind of short. It's like one of Disney's shortest films. But it's enjoyable, very colorful, weird, and it's my kind of movie. Now, when they announced this one, I saw this in the theater back in March of 2010. And I enjoyed it too, because I like Tim Burton as a director. He's very weird and has a lot of gothic imagery in his movies, like in Batman, Batman Returns, Edward Scissorhands, even movies he produced like Nightmare Before Christmas. I want to review that sometime. Really good stuff. The guy has made some terrible movies, but, I like this one. I didn't see the Planet of the Apes remake because it didn't interest me because I didn't see the original. But this, I did see in the theater. It was cold, but I don't regret it because I enjoy this film for what it is. A lot of people shit on this movie. This movie made $1 billion, just like B&B 2017. And I want to say the things that I really enjoy about this film. First of all, I like Johnny Depp's portrayal of Mad Hatter. It didn't creep me out like some people's like, oh, he's frightening. Have you seen the Mad Hatter from Gotham? That guy gave me nightmares, dude. He was like a pedophile-looking Mad Hatter. That was not for me. This one, I like the makeup. I like his accent. They sing in the movie, but not as much as in the animated version. It doesn't copy it beat for beat. There's some similarities, but how is it a remake if Alice is older here? In the original, she's like a 10-year-old girl. In this version, she's like 19, ready to get married to some guy that looks like Larry from the Three Stooges. And the costumes are beautiful in the beginning. It's like a period piece. They have these gorgeous gowns and really good. It's a beautiful set, and it's really gorgeous cinematography. This movie doesn't get enough praise for the way it looks. It's a beautiful looking movie. Wonderland, I think, looks colorful. Yeah, it's a lot of CGI, but it didn't bother me. I like most of the cast in this movie. You got Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter. He knocks it out of the park. He's playing a character, but he's a method actor. He's going to get into every role he's in. I even like his portrayal of Willy Wonka. Not as much as Gene Wilder. I think he's better, but he still was good. Mia Wasikowska. This is the first movie I've ever seen with her, the one who plays Alice, and I think she is absolutely gorgeous. I know, sue me, a guy that's not a fan of most foreign chicks, but I was just mesmerized. I'm like, who is that gorgeous young woman? Yes, she's very pale, but she's very beautiful. I love her blonde hair. I love her face. I love her smile. Yeah, she's emo Alice. She kicks more ass in the third act than Ray does. I'm going to say that right now. This girl doesn't have superpowers, okay? She has to fight the Jabberwocky, a freaking dragon voiced by Christopher Lee, and she cuts his freaking head off. Yeah, suck it. Another time I could show the finger to Star Wars. This movie has a better climax with your lead hero. She starts off the same way she did with, she goes into the rabbit hole. She sees the white rabbit, follows him into the Wonderland, and they say, it's me, Alice, and they recognize her. So it's not, how is it a remake? How? Yes, she drinks the thing to make herself small, and she eats a tart or whatever. I know, there's a lot of similarities. They don't sing in this one. They just swing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Bat. This movie's weird, I know, but it's my kind of weird. I like the colorful imagery and even the stupid dance that Johnny Depp does at the end that, I don't know what it's called, but he does that little dance. I was laughing. I thought it was kind of funny. The film has some funny moments. Helen Bonham Carter is hilarious as the Red Queen. And, she's like, she nailed the part. I think, the CG looks good, her big head, and, she's just over the top and cartoonish. It's a Disney movie. I'm not expecting Shakespeare. And also, I like Anne Hathaway as the White Queen. I think she's gorgeous. Even with that white makeup, she looks a lot better than freaking Margot Robbie in Suicide Squad. I'm sorry. I was never attracted to that face. It kind of creeped me out. She's just trying to be Anne Hathaway, and she never will be. One character I don't like the redesign of is this nightmare-inducing cat. I don't like the Cheshire Cat in this version. He's very creepy. He has this smile like this. Are you Alice? I'm like, no, no, get the hell out of my face. You're creepy. I'm surprised kids didn't run out of the theater scared to death. And I like the March Hare. He's there. You have the little mouse. Yeah, most of them have British accents. I get it. It's a freaking British story. The original animated version was. But I can accept it because it was a part of my childhood. This new British resurgence in films where every single franchise has to have it, I'm not going to stand for that. But this, I couldn't defend this. I also like Through the Looking Glass. I know everybody shits on that sequel. I like it. There's things I liked better in that than in this one, but I do really enjoy this movie. I like the story of Alice trying to grow up, going from childhood to teen years and then to an adult in the second one. And I like the special effects, the army of the freaking, the Red Queen's army of cards, and Crispin Glover's in it. I think the CG looks really good. It's a good movie. I don't know why people shit on this movie. And it's short. It's only 109 minutes. An hour and 49 minutes. It's not 2 hours long. It's not freaking ungodly long like The Lone Ranger or the first Pirates or the Pirate sequels. I'm sorry. If you can't tell your story within 2 hours, you fail. I mean, the first Pirates was in 2003, so I could let it slide. But the sequels, I'm sorry. 2.5 hours is too long. You have to cut the fat and just get to the meat of the story. Like I said, I like the film for what it is. Mia Wasikowska is a good lead. She's very likable. There's a scene where this cat is trying to chase her down, and it scratches her, and then it licks her wounds, and I'm like, that's kind of a cute moment. See, it's not all scary. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I think the special effects look fine on it. I like the atmosphere. Tim Burton knows how to do atmosphere, unlike a lot of other people. Where they just have to tell and don't show. It's show, don't tell. And this movie does that. It doesn't have to preach to me for 2 hours. It knows what it is. It is enchanting. Roger Ebert said it's enchanting, and this is before he died. I agree. An adventure the whole family can enjoy. Yeah, it's not too gory. It doesn't have language in it. It's very, wholesome. It says fantasy violence, scary images. Yeah, the cat. The cat gives me nightmares. A smoking caterpillar voiced by the late, great Alan Rickman. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. I miss you. He's Absalom. He's he doesn't, I think he turns into a butterfly at the end. Yeah. It's been a while, but I enjoy this movie. It's misunderstood because while it made a lot of money, the critics were shitting on this. Oh, it's nothing like the animated version. I know, but it's a little bit longer, which is nice. We get to see more of Alice. And we get an older actress. She's not like a little girl. And I think her outfit is beautiful. Her blue dress, absolutely lovely. I love the costume design in this movie. Her red dress, where she meets the Red Queen, and she says her name is and, and Crispin Glover's like, oh, I like you, I'm like, yes, Crispin Glover, you're weird, but I do not blame you, dude. I like her, too. I mean, look at that face. And she has a nice, calm, quiet, soothing voice. Rey in The Force Awakens is freaking nails on a freaking chalkboard, like really freaking loud, like that's what it sounds like. Every time she talked, I wanted to just shove my fist in her mouth, and not in a sexual way. Just her, I can handle her, and she's a lot older than Hobo with a Stick. I would see Mia Wasikowska in anything over the Hobo because I've seen her in other films. I liked her in The Kids Are All Right. I saw her in that. The Alice sequel. I haven't seen Crimson Peak. I want to see it because of her. I know people shit on that movie too, but like I said, I like atmosphere. And this film had plenty of it. For a Disney movie, it didn't have 15 sequels like Pirates, which I like the first one, but I don't think 5 sequels were needed, or 4. There's other films that failed. Lone Ranger was boring. I hated Tomorrowland. Beauty and the Beast, not a fan of the 2017 movie. Just saying, it's going to be my most disappointing of the year. Because it didn't do anything different. All it did was recreate the 91 film with CGI, new actors, made it way too long, and it just altered scenes to make it try to be different. And they give the Beast a backstory. Wow. didn't care for it that much. I'd rather watch this because this didn't piss me off in the theater. It was very enchanting. It was cute. There was a lot of imagery I liked. The battle at the end where they're like in an army, like it's 300. That's cool. And it's a female lead. I know my friend Josh will agree with that. Yes, more female leads, please, that actually don't have superpowers. Again, suck it, J.J. Abrams, because you don't know how to do that right. But Tim Burton does, because he's used females in his movies before, like Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. So yeah, and it's a good movie. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but compared to some other Disney movies that I've seen in this decade, I really enjoy this. I saw this in the theater. It was in my top 10 of 2010. I liked the cast mostly. I think it's beautiful. It has some wonderful imagery and beautiful costumes and good sets. The CGI didn't bother me. I know Avatar bothered me because it's just nothing but CG and it's no human characters. At least here, Johnny Depp, yeah, he has a weird laugh. Hey, it's part of the weirdness that I like about Johnny Depp. He can pull a role like it's nothing because he's a master at his art. And Mia Wasikowska, gorgeous girl, introduced me to her. I can't hate a movie that she did that introduced me to this lovely Aussie chick that actually has a sweet, soothing voice. I need that. I'm tired of these loud British chicks that just nails on a chalkboard and they have no charisma whatsoever. For me, just for me. My friends can handle it. I can't. But it's a good movie. If you want to show your kids I would recommend the animated version first and then this one because that's a trippy film as well. It's not like that movie is normal. That's as mental as you're gonna get. It's a good story on its own. All for your head when she cuts the freaking Jabberwocky's head off with a sword. Bad ass. Take that, Daisy Ridley. You'll never do that. But I like Alice in Wonderland. It's very underrated. It deserved the money it made. I like the sequel. Sue me. I have 3 good movies now. The original animated film, this one, and Through the Looking Glass, which I think is underrated as hell. Is it as good as this? Not as good, but I still enjoy it for what it is. This one had the better villain and the better story. That one, I liked Sacha Baron Cohen. I like that it went in a new direction. It wasn't just a copy of this one. I like different. I want to see something new, Hollywood. I don't want to see the same story just told with different actors and just recreating stuff. That's not what we want. This didn't copy the painting the roses red. They didn't do that. They didn't sing the freaking, the moon rats are grave. They didn't do that. They didn't sing the song we'll burn the monster out. I guess they didn't want Disney to influence kids to burn their houses or whatever. We'll smoke the monster out. Yeah, I'm fine with it being different. I like different. I am different, so I know. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, this review. Tell me what you think of this movie. I enjoy it for what it is. It's no masterpiece, but I would sit through this again over John Carter and freaking Lone Ranger and Tomorrowland and even B&B because it's not as long. And it didn't have a gay agenda either, so suck it on that, Disney. Gay agenda. How dare they do that? Yeah. That's all I can say on the 2010 Alice in Wonderland. I like it. It's my kind of weird. Everybody has quirks. This is my kind of quirk. It's a weird movie that knows what it is. And for a PG movie, you can do a lot worse. Trust me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.